Hi, my name is Akankshya Upadhyay and I am your English instructor. In today's class, we will be going through the reading portion of Unit 9, which is Expressing Unexpected Results. Let's begin. Today we will read an essay on a scary secret of two sisters. The essay is about two sisters not obeying to their parents and then eventually getting into a trouble. And after the trouble or the experience, they learn a very important lesson in their lives. So let's begin with our reading. One autumn, my sister and I made a blunder. She was 10 and I was 16. We planned to really enjoy our holiday because we were together, but away from home. Our excitement lasted till the end of our journey and taught us an important lesson. We felt very excited and grown up as we were on the way to the hometown of our grandparents in a cart. Fresh and cool breeze touched our body and our soul. When we reached the lodge, we were disappointed. Although it was expensive, it was not clean and well furnished. The room was small and uncomfortable. In spite of the window facing towards the north, it was not airy as we expected. Both of us disliked it. We asked our granny, "Is there any hotel? We like to stay somewhere else but not here." When we asked about other option, our grandfather replied, "No, there is no any hotel or guest house nearby." After we unpacked our suitcase, our grandmother warned us not to go outside till their return. "We won't," my sister promised, but I knew she was telling a lie. We had already decided to go out. We went out of the lodge as soon as our grandparents left. When we reached a narrow gravelled street, it was already dusk. The view of the setting sun was pleasant. The view was very pleasant. The birds were returning to their nests. Suddenly a thug stepped out from a bush and said, "Don't move." He was tall and lanky. He had a black beard, and his curly hair was disgusting. We were terrified. He said, "Give me your chain." So I did. Then he turned to my sister and said, "Your earrings." Without uttering a word, she gave her gold earring. Snatching my handbag, he jumped into the bush and ran away. After some time, we recollected ourselves and ran back to the lodge. Though the man took our precious things, he taught us a good lesson. We had disobeyed our elders, which we were not supposed to do. Despite their warning, we walked out in a place which was new for us. Before the horrible experience, we did not used to listen to our parents. After this incident, we became obedient. However, we decided not to tell the scary incident to our grandparents and parents. The dangerous adventure is still a secret that I only share with my sister. Now we shall go through the exercise portion. First, we will fill in the blanks and then we'll try to answer a few questions related to the text. So here are a few sentences and we need to complete them with the appropriate word. The first one is the weather was blank while they were traveling. So it was cool and breezy. So we can say the weather was pleasant while they were traveling. Next we have the sisters did not like the lodge because it was... Now the lodge was small and it was not airy. And though it was expensive, it was dirty. So we can say the sisters did not like the lodge because it was dirty. The third statement says, the blank said, "Give me your earrings." Now, this must be the thug. So we say, the thug said, "Give me your earrings." And finally, the two sisters learned to be... Now, after the incident, they were honest. They learned how to be honest. And they learned how to be obedient. So we can say, obedient. Now we will move towards the question and answers. Now we will move towards the question and answer part. We have very easy questions. The first one is, where did the two sisters go to spend their vacation? The two sisters went to their grandparents' hometown. They went to the hometown of their grandparents in a cart. The second question is equally easy. What did they decide to do in the absence of their grandparents? So the two sisters decided to go out of the lodge in the absence of their grandparents. So the two sisters decided to go out of the lodge, but why did they decide to go out of the lodge? This makes our third question. Why did they go out of the lodge? So the answer is pretty simple. They decided to go out of the lodge because the lodge was dirty and it wasn't airy. What happened when they reached the street? So when they reached the street, A thug stepped out from the bush. So what important lesson did they learn from their mistake? Is our fifth question. And the answer is, the important lesson they learned is that they should obey the elders because they are experienced and will guide us for a better life. So with this, we've come to the end of today's class. The homework for today's class is to answer the following question. What lesson did you learn from the essay? So my answer is pretty much the same. I've learned not to be dishonest with my parents and to obey what our elders say, or what my elders say. So that's the lesson that I've learned from the essay. I want you to write what lesson did you learn from the essay. You can write it in 3 or 4 sentences. In between, if you encounter any questions or you have any suggestions, please feel free to write to us at learning@dearwalk.edu.np. Thanks for watching.